Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Cam with Danomics. So I've got something really cool I want to show you here today, which is how we can use Claude, which is over here on the right, to control Danomics or to work with Danomics over here on the left. Um, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to ask Claude to delete some files out for me. So you'll notice over here in my file tree, I've got this folder called trash. I've got some CPIs, test CPI 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Now, sure, I could go in and I could delete these out myself, but imagine if I had, hundreds of these files that I wanted to clear out. Let's say, I'd done something screwy on a data load and I wanted to get rid of a bunch of stuff. Well, here's a way that we can have Claude do that for us. So I've just prompted it. I said, hey, in my Danomics account, I have a folder named trash, and I've got a bunch of CPI files named test, test1, etc. Can you delete those out for me? So I'm going to send that up to Claude, and Claude is going to come back to me and say, sure, let me find those files. Um, So, Claude is finding the tools that it needs in Danomics to do this work for us. And here in a second, Claude should probably come back with uh, like a list of those files, and it'll ask us to, you know, are we sure before we want to delete it. Now, I'm going to pause the video so we don't have to sit here and watch what's Claude think while we're doing this. Okay, so had that video paused for about 20 or 30 seconds there, and Claude came back and says, hey, found the files, but there's a discrepancy in here. It says the trash folder doesn't contain, those flows, but, those test files are all in the workspace root. There's also a test one inside the January 2025. So they're not in this trash folder. So, it's asking me what I want it to do in this case, which is probably the right thing to do. It shouldn't just, make assumptions on my behalf, especially when doing something as delicate as deleting it. So I'm going to say delete. Um, I'm going to say do both options 1 and 2, and once again, I send that up to Claude. It's going to, do its thing, understand what it wants me to do, and then it will come back and hopefully report success. So we're just going to, once again, pause this for a second so we don't have to watch Claude think. Well, I say that, but now before I've even had a chance to do that, Claude says, yep, it's deleting all 11 files now. So, if I come over here and I click the refresh button, what you'll see is that it's deleted out those test files, and yep, there we go. It's now deleted everything in the trash folder itself, as well as all those test.cpi files. So there we go. That's a quick example of how we can use Claude or whatever LLM to go in and clean up files in Danomics. All right, if you thought that was something that you might be interested in doing, reach out to us at sales@danomics.com, and we'll be glad to get you set up.